Friends, neighbours and the wider community have turned out in force in Carlow this evening in a powerful show of solidarity with the family seriously injured in the devastating M9 crash on Sunday. Hundreds have gathered for a vigil to offer their thoughts and prayers for the three sisters and a 7-year-old boy who remain seriously injured in hospital and face a difficult journey to recovery. The impact and fallout from the crash, which claimed 5 lives, has been felt right across the country. For the very latest, we go live now to St Clair's Church in Craigcullen to our news correspondent Paul Quinn. Paul, what's the atmosphere there this evening?
Aisling, look, I think a lot of people are still in shock at what's happened over the weekend. It's quite an emotional evening. As you say, hundreds of people have attended. The church is full. There are people outside the church. They also have a separate area at the back of a church, the local pastoral centre, that is also streaming this vigil this evening, and that is full. The lady who at the front of the church told me that she had 500 candles to give out. All of them are gone. So there's a huge community effort this evening. People coming out to show their solidarity, to show their support. People who know the 3 women, who know the young boy, teachers and parents from his local school, people who are working with them, members of the local GAA club and their club colours have come out. And it's a real sense of the community coming together, as I say, to show their solidarity, to show their support at these horrific events.
Everyone is so sad. It's just so sad, and you know what? Everyone just thinks that could have been us. You know, because we obviously, Dublin is our nearest airport. Like, that could have been any of us. We were in Portugal in June. Our whole family, 14 of us, travelled up that road. You know, that kind of way. It could have been anybody, and that's all everyone is saying.
We feel it's important to show some solidarity. The community as a whole is totally behind. You know, it's just a travesty that obviously nobody wants to have happening. But we are here for them. You know, the girls played football with us many years ago, so we're here for them. And if we can give them a little bit of hope, well, that's great, like, you know.
Solidarity and support. Just support the family.
Pray for the girls.
Pray for the girls and that little young lad. That's all. That's all we can do.
It's the exact same. Pray for the family, give them as much support, let them know that people are thinking of them all the time.
And there has been a huge outpouring of support from right across the country since these events in the early hours of Sunday morning. More than 20,000 people have donated almost €700,000 online. And as somebody told me here this evening, you know, these 3 women, they're people with jobs, with mortgages to pay. They have a long road ahead of them in their recovery. Thankfully, you know, that they are doing well. They're still in very serious condition in hospital, and that they're not out of the woods just yet. But this is something that people can do for them this evening as well. Local TD Jennifer Murnane O'Connor, along with Minister Mary Butler, attending. Mary Butler saying that she was on the same stretch of road coming back from her holidays just 2 hours before this incident happened.
It's been a very, very difficult week. You've been covering it all week. As Minister for Mental Health, I can only understand the trauma, the mental health impacts, the emotional distress it has caused to so many families, and really, really conscious of those 3 beautiful girls and the 7-year-old little boy that are still in hospital after a whole week. And, you know, the future ahead of them is unclear.
Now, this evening here, prayers said for the 3 women, for that 7-year-old boy, for their family, but also for the emergency services, for the Gardaí, for the fire brigade, for the ambulance who attended that horrific scene in the early hours of Sunday morning, also for the doctors and nurses who are continuing to care for Niamh, for Alma, for Ella, and for that 7-year-old boy who also remain in hospital. And the Bishop, Dennis Nulty, here this evening saying that people's hearts are numb by what's happened.
The thing about it is that they could be any one of us on the road from Carlow to catch an early morning flight from Dublin Airport. It's only right that we gather and know how much this gathering will mean to the girls, to their nephew and to their family, those with them at the bedside and those who are here.
Now, the Bishop also said prayers for the 5 young teenagers who were killed in this incident. Today, 16-year-old Alex McCarthy's funeral took place here in County Carlow. Earlier this morning, Joey Carthy, who was 15, the youngest of those 5 killed, his funeral took place in Athy in Kildare. And also today, Camille Pustowski, the 17-year-old killed in that crash, his funeral was held in Limerick today. Now, given the circumstances, given the sensitivities around all of this, a large Garda presence at those funerals, and that's set to continue for the remaining 2 funerals over the coming days.